What's going on, everybody? Tanner with another video. Hope you're all having a great day. I'm here in Miami with Lucy. Say hey, Lucy. Give me some words. Say something. She's tired. It's nighttime. But anyways, in today's video, I decided to start a new series, something I thought you guys would probably find interesting. So right back here on this little Wheel of Fortune thing right here, I'm gonna write down tons of different businesses, any business, online business, in-person business, whatever it is. I'm gonna write them down on here and then spin the wheel. But first, I'm gonna post on my Instagram and see what you guys want me to actually put on this little wheel thing here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spin it, and whatever it lands on, I'm gonna have to start that specific business from scratch and take you guys each step of the way until we're either making money or whatever. You know, we're probably gonna fail at first if it's something I've never done before, but I'm gonna try and minimize my risks as much as possible and show you guys a real life situation of how all of this stuff works. So I'm super excited for this series to keep you guys entertained and help you learn some new businesses. And even for me, this could be something that helps me a lot. I'm gonna write some things on the board after I post on my Instagram story. So I will see you on Instagram. Okay, so I just posted on my Instagram to get some suggestions for the businesses I should put on the wheel. So let's take a look at that video real quick. Make sure you follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, at Tanner, T-A-N-N-E-R-R. I couldn't get the username with only one R, so I do have two R's at the end, but that is not how you actually spell my name. But let's check out this Instagram story. All right, here we go. Alright guys, so basically I have this Wheel of Fortune thing right here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put multiple businesses on there and spin it, and whatever it lands on, I have to start that business from scratch. So right here, what I want you to do, put some different businesses, you know, whatever is stock trading, whatever, put it there, and I'm going to do it. So now I'm going to wait for some responses to see what we get, but make sure you follow me so you can keep up with my Instagram stories, everything like that. We had the gold R8 just came back today. We had Lucy over there. We had the Porsche GT2 RS at Prestige Imports. I drove the Lambo, video coming soon if it's not up already. And yeah, so I'm going to wait for some responses. Then we're going to fill out the board and spin the wheel. Okay, so I just filled out every single thing here. So basically what I did, I matched the colors, you know, so we have yellow here, eBay dropshipping, the same to yellow, eBay dropshipping. So I'm gonna go through and actually show you guys right now all of the options. So I went on my Instagram, let me show you real quick. Right here, as you can see, and people are putting in, you know, some different responses, and I added that onto here. So let's start with red. We have stock trading for red. We have Hypebeast reselling, so basically like buying Yeezys and reselling them, things like that. I don't really know much about it, so I guess that'll be a good thing. The ATM business, a lot of you guys want to see that. It's a weird business, but we could definitely make it happen. Stock trading, we already put. App development, so basically coding apps, or I would sort of turn it into like a software at the same time and show you guys how all of that works. I have a little bit of experience, but not that much, so I feel like this would be good for me. Cryptocurrency, sort of the same as stock trading, I guess, in a sense. I don't know much about cryptocurrencies, so again, learning experience for me as well as you guys. And then eBay drop shipping. That's something I've never done. I've drop shipped, but never on eBay, so I guess this could give me a new opportunity. So those are our options right there. So I'm going to spin the wheel and see what we land on. So let's get it started. Okay, we have everything on the wheel ready to go. We're going to spin it and see what happens. So I'm sort of excited, you know, these are businesses I've never really gotten involved into. So this is going to be me, you know, whatever it lands on, showing you guys from scratch in a YouTube series, starting it, making money, losing money, whatever happens. And hopefully you're going to be able to learn from it and make some money from it too. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Here we go. What are we going to get? What are we going to get? Oh, stock trading. One of my good buddies, Ricky Gutierrez, actually crazy money with stock trading. I guess we're gonna start trading some stocks. So the first step, I guess, I'm gonna say is we need to learn, because I don't really know anything about stocks. I've never paid attention to it. I know people that have made money with it, but I guess it's time for me to learn and see what the first step is. So let's go ahead and go upstairs to my computer and get learning. All right, so as you just saw, we spun the wheel, we landed on stock trading, and now I've been doing a little bit of research. I actually got my friend Ricky Gutierrez course. I'll put a picture of him right here. Maybe you guys recognize that face. And this is my first time using my light board. I'm back at my house home in North Carolina. This is gonna be episode 1 of the stock trading series. We're gonna have a lot of fun here. We're gonna learn a lot. We're gonna make some money, hopefully probably lose a little bit of money. But I'm actually gonna be going to Arizona to meet with Ricky, and he's gonna teach me. We're all gonna record it for this series. So I'm super excited to see where this series goes. But for right now, this is a few days after the wheel was spun. You know, I flew back home here and I did a little bit of research. I've been sort of trying to figure everything out and understand it, because honestly, I don't really know much about stocks at all. You know, I know the basic, you know, definitions and things, but I didn't know much. So really right now on my light board, I'm going to be showing you guys some of the basics and really just giving an explanation to you guys of really just the fundamentals of stocks and what they actually are and what we're going to do with them. So let's go ahead and start off here with the light board. I'm so excited. It's my first time using it. So here we just have a line that goes up and down, whatever. And we're gonna have two lines here. We're gonna have this top line here and the bottom line that goes at the lowest point here. Excuse me, by the way, if you're good with stock trading, you know all this terminology and things like that, then, you know, feel free to critique me if I say something wrong. You know, these are just the basics that I've learned. I'm going to start off here and sort of break it down into the different indices, which we'll get to in a minute. I want to keep this as concise as possible. You know, the series, I want it to be informative, but entertaining at the same time. So I don't want to be writing down tons of information all the time for you guys in all these episodes. You know, I want to actually make it like real life examples. So that's why I'm in my buddy's course right now and just sort of going through it and learning things. I'm not going to go and repeat everything he says in his course here on this board and show you guys. And I really just want to break down the fundamentals and show you the process of me getting to where I want to be with stock trading, which is making over $1,000 a day profit, which I feel like is going to take a while, but we will get there. Let's say right here, okay, this is a stock. Let's put a little arrow here and we're going to put Apple. Okay, let's say Apple stock is at the point right here, it's $100. This is just for examples, by the way. Right here, it's $80. Here, it's $110. There goes the cap. And then it goes down to 85, you know, whatever it is. Basically, a stock is something that goes up and down based on the valuation of it. So right here at the top, we have the resistance, and at the bottom, we're gonna have the support. So basically, a stock is something, you know, it can be used in multiple different words. A stock, a security, equity, whatever you wanna call it. Basically, a stock is one single unit of a company. So let's say I own a company that's private right now. It makes $1 million a month, but I wanna raise more money. I wanna give out some equity to the company to raise money. So what I'm gonna do is have an IPO, which is an initial public offering. So let's say my IPO, I make my company public at, let's say, $100 a share, and there's 10 shares. So that means my company is worth now $1,000 just based off the stock, okay? So you have $100 per share. Excuse my handwriting, it's not the best, but I promise it'll get better over time here on this board. So we have $100 per share, which is basically just a part of our company. And if it's $100 a share and there's only 10 shares in the whole company, then that means I own 10% of the company right now just by owning $100 worth. Now, let's say based on the demand, let's say this is our stock here, it's not Apple's. What's gonna happen is our stock valuation is gonna go up and down based on the demand. So, you know, if there's a lot of demand, the price is gonna go up. And once the demand starts to go away, it's just gonna go down. So basically the whole thing with stock is basically just to buy low and then sell high, okay? That's what it is. We wanna buy something for $20 and sell it for $100. Of course, the margins aren't always gonna be that big, but that's just a brief explanation on basically what I mean with buying and selling stocks. But now let me erase this board real quick, and then we're gonna go into how we're actually gonna make money off of these stocks in different ways, and then go into some of the indices, and then that'll be it for this video. But we'll get into some paper trading and things like that in the next episode, which is basically just trading, but with fake money in the real market. So I'm already doing that right now, but I don't think I'm ready to record. Just getting some of the basics down. But let me erase this board, and then I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so now I've written two terms here on the board right now, which are basically the two ways you make money as a stockholder, as a trader. So I want to get into each of these and sort of give a brief explanation on what they mean and how we're going to make money off of them. So capital gains is pretty simple. You know, we basically already went over it. Let's say we buy something for $5, we sell it for $10, then we made $5 profit. So that is our capital gain, just to keep it very basic. I don't want to waste a bunch of time here. And dividend payouts is basically, let's say you own 10 shares of a company, and what the company is going to do, a decent amount of companies, what they'll do is give you a dividend payout. So basically they'll take a percentage of earnings they made that year and pay it to their shareholders. Everybody who owns one stock, 20 stocks, whatever it is, they're going to give a percentage of the money they made to the equity holders as sort of an incentive. And what a lot of traders I've heard do, just based on my research so far, is that they're going to waste that money. They're not going to reinvest it. But the best thing to do to keep making more and more money with these specific stocks and things like that is to reinvest the dividend payouts and not waste that money. Because why take, you know, $5 a month, you know, dividend payouts or yearly, whatever it is, and spend it on something when you could just, you know, keep it simple, reinvest that $5 a month, $500 a month, whatever it is, and keep growing your money over time as long as that stock is performing in a decent manner. So now let's go into a stock index and different markets and what that actually means. So first, let's just start with the stock index, okay? What is a stock index? Basically, a stock index is going to be a financial recorder of a specific market. So now, what is a market? A market is basically just a group or mass of companies, of specific companies within a specific group based on location, size, you know, industry, whatever it is, that's going to be in that market. And then when that market goes up, it's going to be a stock index, which is basically just an indicator. And there are three major indices that show the markets and, you know, the best performing companies and everything like that. So let's get into those three. So the first one I'm going to get into here is S&P 500. Okay, this is a collective group of 500 of the largest companies within the United States, and it is market cap weighted, excuse me. So basically what this means is, you know, let's say, like I said, 1,000 shares and you own 100 shares. You know, if those 100 shares go up in value, then the company's valuation goes up, which means this is market cap weighted. The higher this index goes up based on the demand and how much the stock raises. If the stock raises, that means the entire index is going to go up based on those 500 companies and individual ones. So basically, to keep it simple, the S&P 500 is a good indicator for the United States economy because it's 500 of the largest companies within the United States. And the more this index goes up, the better you see the economy start to get based on these valuations of these companies. And the second one I want to get into is the Dow Jones. Now, Dow Jones is actually made up of the 30 largest companies within the United States, not 530. So it's a lot smaller and a more narrow group of companies, but these companies are very big. And some of them overlap within the S&P 500, but they're put together here in the Dow Jones. And one thing that's different about Dow Jones and the S&P 500, and the other one we're going to talk about this, is that this one is actually price-based weighted. So let's say a stock is worth $150 and then it goes to $160, and then there's another stock that's $10 and it goes to 20. In a market cap weighted index, this would make a bigger difference, the $10 to $20. But in a price-based weighted index, this is going to make a much bigger of a difference because 150 to 160 percentage-wise is not a big difference compared to 10 to 20. What this is going to do is raise the price of all of the stocks in that specific company within that index, which will then just raise everything based on that company in the stock that it raised. So to conclude what I want to talk about with Dow Jones, basically, first off, this is not a good indicator for the United States economy because this is only the 30 largest companies and not a wide range of 500 like the S&P 500. But yes, this is price-based weighted, unlike the S&P 500, which is market cap weighted. So now the third one I want to talk about, which is the most confusing in my opinion, is NASDAQ. We're going to start off with the NASDAQ. Sometimes it's hard to write while talking about something else. The NASDAQ Composite. So this is where it gets complicated, in my opinion at least. So the NASDAQ Composite is actually made up of over 3,000 companies, all the companies within the NASDAQ exchange. You know, NASDAQ was started basically just to trade without, you know, an in-person trading platform, something online, something that was, you know, based on technology. So a lot of the companies here in the NASDAQ Composite or the NASDAQ exchange are based around technology. So there's over 3,000 companies here, and this is another market cap weighted index, but the composite is actually made up of a lot of different market indices. So the biggest one is the NASDAQ 100. And the NASDAQ 100 is the biggest market index within the actual composite, which is made up of 100 of the largest companies that are not based on financial industry. So the one thing about NASDAQ is that none of the companies within the composite are made up of, you know, banks or, you know, things like that. It is all based around other companies like technology and things like that. So the NASDAQ 100 is made up of the top 100 companies within the composite and put together, you know, from all around the world, just things that are not in a financial industry. So that's going to conclude this first video of this series of starting learning stock trading. This is my first time using the Lightboard, first time talking about anything related to stocks. So of course, I know a lot of you guys probably know more than me in stocks right now. So leave a comment below if I said anything wrong to critique me and tell me what I said wrong so I know for future reference. You know, I'm still learning. I'm continuously learning. I really didn't know what to talk about here, so I wanted to keep it to the very basics to some of you that may not know anything about the stock market. So hopefully for that specific group of people there that don't know much about the stock market, I gave a better or a decent explanation of sort of the basics and understanding the fundamentals. So if I did, make sure to leave a like on this video. And remember guys, this is a series. So in the future episodes, we're going to be paper trading. We're going to be talking more on the Lightboard. I'm going to be going to Ricky Gutierrez's house for probably a week or so. We're going to be learning from him. We're going to be filming all of it and making these videos more entertaining and more exciting. So let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something. So before I head out guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.